Some people don't post on social media, not because they're hiding, not because they're disconnected, and not because they don't have anything to share. They simply don't feel the need to announce their lives. In a world where visibility is often mistaken for value, this choice can feel strange. Silence is easily misunderstood. People assume that if something isn't shared, it must not matter. But psychology suggests something very different. People who don't post often experience life internally before expressing it externally. They don't rush to document moments as they happen. They don't interrupt experiences to capture them. They let moments pass through them first. Instead of asking, "Will this look good online?" they ask, "How does this feel to me?" Psychologists describe this as a strong internal reference system. It means their sense of identity is guided from the inside, not the outside. They rely less on feedback, approval, or reaction, and more on personal meaning, coherence, and emotional truth. Social media rewards performance. It rewards timing, presentation, and consistency. But not everyone wants to turn their inner world into content. For some people, constant sharing feels unnatural. Not wrong, just misaligned. As if something meaningful loses depth once it becomes a performance. They understand something quietly but deeply. Not every moment needs an audience. Many people who don't post value emotional privacy, not secrecy, privacy. They know that growth often happens silently, before clarity, before confidence, before language can even catch up. Some transformations are fragile at first. They need space, they need time. They need to exist without being observed. Posting too early can freeze a process that isn't finished yet. Another overlooked trait is observation. People who stay silent online are often highly observant. They notice patterns others ignore. They see how people curate their lives, how joy is edited, how struggle is hidden, and how reality slowly turns into a highlight reel. They don't judge it, they simply see it. And because they see it clearly, they choose not to participate in the same way. This awareness often protects them from constant comparison. They're less likely to measure their lives against someone else's timeline, less likely to feel behind because someone else looks ahead, less likely to confuse visibility with success. Psychology shows that constant comparison increases anxiety and emotional fatigue. People who don't post often reduce this pressure instinctively. They keep their inner world quieter, more stable, less reactive. Contrary to popular belief, many of these individuals are not antisocial. In fact, many of them value connection deeply. They just want it to be real. They prefer conversations over broadcasts, presence over proof, depth over reach. A single honest interaction can feel more meaningful to them than 100 reactions from people who barely know them. They don't need to be seen to feel connected. They don't need an audience to feel alive. There is also a difference in how they process experience. While social media thrives on snapshots, people who don't post often think in narratives. They replay conversations. They reflect on meaning. They search for patterns. They ask why things felt the way they did. This can look like overthinking, but neuroscience suggests it is often the mind trying to integrate experience into understanding. This reflective style can create a sense of being different, out of sync, as if they are moving at a slower, deeper rhythm than the world around them. They may feel misunderstood, not because they are distant, but because their inner life doesn't translate easily into quick updates. Psychology reminds us that difference is not dysfunction. In many cases, it is awareness developing ahead of environment. Many innovators, creators, and independent thinkers once described themselves as outsiders, not because they were rejected, but because they didn't feel the need to perform belonging. People who don't post on social media aren't invisible. They are simply choosing not to perform their existence. They understand that attention is not the same as connection, and visibility is not the same as value. In a culture that equates presence with posting, choosing silence can be a quiet form of independence. Not everyone needs to be loud to be real. Not everyone needs to be visible to matter. Some people live deeply, even if no one is watching. If this video resonated with you, you might want to stay. This channel is for those who think quietly, feel deeply, and observe more than they speak. Subscribe if you want more reflections like this. This is the Inner Observer.